everyone, welcome to another Wretched Repairs. So we're going to start working on this fella over here. I'm going to show you some details I missed in my previous video that I need to address to get him looking as he should in the movie. First off, we start at the top. These lights should be blue and it's not all orange, there should be flat black here. This bar here, the smokestacks, the edge around the grill and the top of the headlights all should be chromed out, and I'm going to start tinting the windows, which is how Ironhide was in the movie. And I'm also going to add some flat black. I'm also going to be adding flat black on the back bit here, which is a tonneau cover. And stucking on flat black, I'm also going to use that on the bumper in the rear and in the front because he's got black bumpers. And while we're at the rear, there's a big gap of something missing, which is the Altmode logo, which should be right here. I'm printing several versions of it now. I'm going to show you the versions I printed out, and then I'm going to include it and paint it black, obviously. And then I'm going to also be painting this bit in shiny black, as well as this one here. I'm going to add the red to these lights, which should be red on the original model. And I'm going to be making this bit of the headlights in a gunmetal gray, which is on the real car as well. And I'm also going to do a little bit of modding on the, on these little bits here, which are sticking out a little too much, making the wheels pop out more, and he should be quite slender. So it's going to be more like this. I'm also going to try and see if I can raise it just a little bit, because he should be just a little higher to make it all work as the car itself. Once the exterior is done, I'm going to be working on the robot mode, and yeah, there is going to be a lot going on with him. First off, the base color on him, it's all black, just simple plain black, which is wrong. It should be a dark gunmetal, or the color I made for my robots as well. As a base, I'm going to use proper gloss black as some finishing touches, and I'm going to add a lot of metal details, because he's not just gunmetal black, he's gunmetal gray. He's also aluminum, titanium, he's got like 11 different shades of gray on him. And yeah, I'm also going to be including that into the vehicle robot mode itself. This is going to be flat black as well. I'm going to highlight the head, which I'm going to ask my editor to pop in a picture of him right here with the way it should be. And there's going to be a lot of little details on the guns, the arms, basically everywhere on him. And I also am looking into something small, which I think is doable. I'm going to be adding lights into the guns. I found some, they're on the way right now, and I hope I got them by the time I'm going to do the robot mode. And then he'll have some lights in the guns as well for the one in the head. But yeah, we should get a start going on. So first things first, while I wait for the 3D printer to do its job, I'm going to start by painting the little flaps over here in a proper shade of shiny black. Small details with a lot of result. I like those. So while the paint was drying, I actually had these come out of my printer. I had to look up which one was going to look the best, and I think it's going to be the one on top. So I'll be gently pulling it away from the back, because they're really tiny, as you can see by my finger. So now all I need to do is sand down the rear. And then all I have to do is to see if it will fit.
One eternity later.
Yeah, that's gonna work. I want to be really careful that I don't overdo the glue. So I'm going to use one of my favorite tools, something this small. And making sure everything lined properly. And hoping everything is straight, of course. But once this is painted black, it's going to make him look a lot more like the Ironhide we all know and love. So the next thing to tackle on our Ironhide are the wheels and the placement on the body, because you want them to stand as straight as possible on him. And in order to do that, these need a little trimming. These are the bits that only hold some of the bumper bits in Altmode. When you do it in vehicle mode, it actually allows the wheels to stand a lot straighter, making the car look slimmer and therefore more as it was in the movie. So now it's time to get me some tape. Make sure that I can do the windows. I'll be right back. I actually also took the time to remove some bits from the vehicle. I took the guns out, which I'll show you later. And now I'm taking time to remove the smokestacks. They're attached by one screw at the rear bit, and the other bit is just sticking in there. And as always, my tip also applies here. If you remove a screw, you don't want to lose it, make sure you include it into the bit it comes from. So in my case, that's the screw just going back in there. And obviously these come out to get some chrome paint on them. They also allow a lot of easier access to what's become the rear window, because I don't want it black as the rest of the car is. So it looks like a tinted window instead of all just a big mess of black in the rear. So here we have the vehicle all taped up. And now it's time to move them into the spray booth. And it's time to apply some coats of smoke gray. And there we have him, with his black windows for now. I'll leave this to cure for a couple of minutes, then I'll take off the tape. But yeah, for now I need to clean up the airbrush, because I've got another coat of special paint coming, which I'll show you in a couple of seconds. So for those who actually were paying attention, I did remove the smokestacks and the sidebars, and I added them on sticks. The reason I did that, obviously, is so I can chrome them, which I'll do now. Sorry about the really annoying seagulls, but that's what happens when you live on the beach, or near a beach. I actually forgot that I was using Molotow liquid chrome to make the mirrors. It was a bit of a pain to paint, because it actually has to set quite fast and it has to look shiny and beautiful for now. But yeah, I also took the time to do with a paintbrush. I did the brows of the headlights, and I did the complete GMC logo as well in chrome, which I'm going to allow time to set. But this is a perfect time to take away all the tape. So it doesn't look like much, but it's quite a lot darker. So yeah, it's getting there. Next up I'll gloss out the wheels and add some chrome tips for the wheel bolts. Do the bumper in black. Maybe add the small lights. I need to make sure those remain clear. And I need to add the yellow bits to the pull cords. I don't know how you call it. And then there's this little bit on the back of the car that also needs to be blacked out a bit more. So I'll be doing that now, and then...
And nothing.
I'll just use a brush for the Altmode logo to go in black, because it's so tiny that if I were to airbrush it, it might just look a little bit silly. So this will get some more coats and then it will be done. So the paint had some time to dry, and as you can see the lights on top are nice and blue, and the GMC logo is nice and chromy, which is not how it was in the movie, but we'll fix that now. I added the chrome around the edges so that I could actually work it just a little bit to make sure that it all would come out nice and shiny for now, because in the movie, I don't know if people would notice it, but the GMC logo isn't just red, there's actually some chrome behind it. And I'm going to add that now. I also took the time to remove the extra G, because it's not G&G, it's GMC, General Motors Corporation. But I think copyright prevented them to make it all look as it should. But since I don't have any copyright when it comes to me, I can do whatever I like and I make it GMC as it should be. I also took the time to do some work on the tail lights. I made them nice metallic red and metallic orange, and I'm going to do a light coating of white, and I did the side markers in metallic orange and metallic red as well. I'm going to add black to the height markers. It looks a little bit shabby because it's a challenging piece to keep together. A lot of bits are missing because they're still curing, like the chrome smokestacks. And those side steps, which are also chromed out at the moment. And I'm going to leave these off because I'm actually going to do a lot of paint with them in case of when they're going to be the guns. And they need a lot of paint as well, because I don't like the flat plastic. But next up will be just a clear coat over the vehicle. Okay, well, it looks like I've had a little mishap with the paint. It looks all lumpy. I don't know what happened. I don't know if you can see it, but it's not as it should be, especially on the unpainted bits. I'm going to let it cure for a couple of days and see if I can sand it down and smooth it out, but this is not looking good. So another day has come, and this little bad boy is finally out of paint. As you can see, I did some polishing, but I still need to finish it, and I need to get rid of the polish, obviously, but at least it's shiny and it's black as it should be, with a lot of fingerprints on it. Sorry about that, but that just happens with shiny black paint. Next up to do before we go over to the robot mode is finish the bumpers. They need to be flat black, of course, and we'll add some details to the doors because these need to be flat black as well, and we need to add the rubber around the window, which is rubber black, which is a different color, but I'll show you the colors when I start working on them. But yeah, here we have a shiny black car at the moment. And now we need to get it ready for details before we can get working on the robot mode. So I took it apart a little because I'm going to paint this. As you can see, I didn't do the winch, and on the rear bumper actually removed some bits, which make it easier for me to paint a little bit more. Oops, there goes my light. Always fun when you're working on stuff and doing video at the same time. But yeah, so as you can see, I removed these bits because I want a clear shot at the rear bumper. So yeah, now it's ready to go into the paint booth, and I'll do that I'll do that now. So now all we have to do is let it cure for a bit, and then we'll come back to it and we'll add some more details to him. Okay. So I just removed the masking tape, as you can see. Still there's some stuff that needs to be cleared up and added, but for now I decided this is going to be about the truck bed, which is, as you can see, a soft cover on the real vehicle, which means it's tarp. And it's custom fits for the top kick, and I decided it's not going to be the color it has now. It needs to be slightly more rubbery in texture and in color, so I'm going to do it with rubber black. Rubber black, that's the number. That's the stuff I'm going to use for the window sills as well, for the rubber bits. But for now, the most important thing to do is just make sure everything is covered. We only want to spray the truck bed, not the rest. Here we go. And then of course, the airbrush. Isn't much, but it makes such little difference if you make the vehicle look good. This is also a good time to put them back together again. As you recall, I chromed out the smokestacks. So now I'll do a quick round of cleanup. Yeah, it's basically removing all the cleaning residue, the wax I used for the car, and then it's going to be putting it back together again. So yeah. So the next bit is a bit delicate because it's so thin that you can't tape it off, but it's the rubber around the window. This also gets done in the same rubber black as I did for the bed. And in this case it's easy does it, so take your time, don't rush. The real truck actually has a window out of one piece. So this is a little inaccurate, but I don't mind. And on a black car, that's basically black with black windows and black everything, it helps to have the little nuances of shades of black, and especially the fabric of black. So the glossy versus the flat paint actually works really well in making it stand out a little bit more. So then I'll clean my brush and do the door handles, and then I'll show you the beauty shots of Ironhide fully assembled and ready to rumble. There's also a little nitpick detail I just noticed, and that is the top kick normally only has the front doors, with a lock for a key. And this one has them on the back as well, which is wrong. But then again, I can understand why they did that. It's easier. So I'll give them that one. Get some beauty shots from here.